Now we're gonna unwrap this bugger and see what we got hidden down in there inside that fancy metal cage and plastic wrap. Well, this is what's wrapped up in there. It's a Woodland Mills WC46 wood chipper, which will take a 4-inch branch and turn it right into sawdust. Wood chips, excuse me. Anyhow, the one thing I do know about this is that whoever Woodland Mills hires to package this stuff does a fine job of it. They pack it right up nice and neat. It's that one family member that wraps all their presents in duct tape. That's who does it. That piece of equipment is going to go up in the air on you. We want to get it off that rack behind us. Okay, that'll do it. Hold it right there. You ready? Nope. Hold the lever back up and hold it. It's settled back down on you. There you go. Just hold on to it and I'll pull this deal out. Alright, so now what you got to do is you got to pull the bolts out right here. Slide this whole bracket down to where you're using this hole and this hole. But the only way to move it is with the tractor, because I tried with a cherry picker. No, it don't work that way. So go ahead, Mother, lift that up, please. I turned the PTO off, so turn the PTO lever on. There you go.
Lift it up?
Yes, please. You got your foot on the clutch still? Yeah. You got to take your foot off the clutch. Remember, that's live PTO. There you go. Thank you. Just take her up a little higher. It's going to have to go up a little more because I got to go probably about 8 inches, it looks like, between those. So, alright, let's go with that right there, and I'll drop that bracket down and I'll show you how it sets up. So what you want to do now is you just lower that down and put them 2 bolts in it, and it's the base for the wood chipper to set on up off the ground. And then we'll go ahead and put the chutes on here in a minute. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to throw our man card right out the window and follow the directions. Because if you don't do what they've got written down in here, step by step, this rascal ain't going together. So we're going to build a chute that attaches. See, I couldn't screw this part up because it's only 2 bolts, so I did good there. Anyhow, it's going to attach to this rascal. So we're going to take all of this stuff, this baggie of goodies that they sent, and supposedly, like a giant erector set, make something. And it'll probably come out looking like I got it in this picture right now. But let's find out. So we got the chute hooked on. Remember, we just started with just this piece. We got to tighten everything down once it all gets put together. But anyhow, the red bar is the controller that we had to hook this shaft up to, which goes down to the pump. Goes down to the PTO pump, and that's what turns this thing on and off. It's a safety bar. So, and then we put all this fancy little stuff on, and this I put on the inside lip. I don't know if you can see it, but right here. So I had it backwards. I had this on the outside, nothing bolted up. So of course I took it all off and put it back together. So, but that's the inside of the chute. But anyways, okay, now we're going for this big old chute that goes right here. So we're gonna put that one on next. Alrighty, so we put, well, I can't see my hands. See how we put this chute on. It's just a matter of running these 4 bolts through here. So you're putting the handle on, and then it's just these bolts right here, one on each side. But what you got to be careful, because I did it, is you put these bolts are just a tad bit shorter than these. You can see how the thickness is here versus here. Well, I put the long ones in here. Obviously the short ones wouldn't fit over there, so I had to reverse those. But other than that, we're bolting the discharge chute on. Let's say we're tightening the handles up right now, and then I just got to tighten the bolts up on this now that everything's put together. So we'll get back to you here in just a few minutes. Alrighty, so once you got everything hooked up to the tractor, you got to measure, ouch, from this groove right here all the way down to this groove right here. So you put this down at its lowest and you take that measurement straight across, and then you raise this as high as it'll go, and then you take that measurement from there to there. So there's so once you get those 2 measurements, come back over here and you write them down in the book. So my first measurement at the highest it will go was 25.5 inches, and then all the way low to the ground was 20 inches. So what that means is I got to cut this shaft down to fit. So the difference between the two, so you take the 20 minus the 25, and then the book tells you to add an inch once you come up with that number. So there's a 5.5 inch difference, so I got to have 6.5 inches. So now I got to come over here and cut. I just cut this off, so that's 3.25 inches. Now I got to cut 3.25 inches off on this plastic housing, and then we'll come back, measure from here in 3.25, and cut this, which is obviously this is steel, and then we'll do the same 3.25 on this, which gives me my 6.5 inches to shorten that the whole drive line. So that will shorten the whole drive line, and it'll allow me to attach to the back of the tractor. So let's cut this up and worry that we don't ruin it, or hope that we don't ruin it, excuse me, so I don't have to worry about going to try and buy another one of these rascals. Alrighty, let's make something happen. Alright, Mother, you ready?
Yeah.
That dude makes some short work of some good wood. Don't waste any time. You gonna run that one through? Make sure it lays in there flat. Make sure it lays in there flat. Hold on. That's what it turns it into. Pretty nice.